In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Annihilator of the oppressed, peace and blessings of Allah be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad and his pure household. We condemn the continued escalation of oppression of Palestinian territories. Good morning, good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. Perhaps my write-up is saying morning since, but beyond reasons we are going to afternoon. Now, the essence of our gathering is to once again address you and the good people of Nigeria and beyond on the continued escalation of atrocities being committed to the people of Palestine by the illegal Zionist state of Israel. It is a record that our leader, Sheikh Ibrahim Yaqub al-Zakzaky, has been championing solidarity with not just Palestinians, but all the weak and oppressed people of the globe, across the globe. You may recall that in 2014, during a solidarity march on the commemoration of International Post Day, 34 of his followers, of his disciples were killed, 3 of whom were his biological children. So that shows you that it's a matter of a long-time history. I myself remember participating in International Court's rally and procession way back 1984, about 39 years ago. Now, the recent event in the Middle East, and particularly the occupied land of Palestine, has opened another chapter in human history. Before now, human beings had never seen this kind of atrocities being committed. For over 75 years, the Zionists have been killing and forcibly ejecting Palestinians from their homes under the watch and supervision of hypocritical America and her evil allies. So far, several thousands have been killed. As of this morning, over 7,000 people have been killed. Overnight, about 100 warplanes spent the night bombarding the city of Gaza, the Gaza region. Palestinians, they have been ejecting Palestinians from their homes. So far, several thousands have been killed, most of whom were children, women. Even pressmen have not been killed, has not been spared. A number of press people have been killed because of reporting the injustice and the atrocities being committed. Hospitals, schools, refugee camps, worship centers have not been spared of the crimes of Israel. It has just been mentioned that how a church of over almost 2,000 years was demolished. Where are the so-called champions of human rights and advocates of democratic and human values? America is not only silent, but in flagrant abuse of human lives and freedom is seen shamelessly sending warships to aid and support Israel in its continual massacre. Yet, it has the audacity to warn Iran not to support Palestine or Hezbollah. What kind of double? They have the right to send their warships and fight in defense of Israel, and others have no right to even express mere solidarity with the people of Palestine that are being annihilated. The web of support being shown to the weak and oppressed people of Palestine globally by people of different faiths and nationalities, including some right-thinking Jews, is a clear testimony to the fact that the illegal state of Israel today stands out as the most hated and cursed state in the world. If you go anywhere and identify yourself with Israel, you are deemed to be condemned. It is a known fact that Israel has serially violated Charter of the United Nations and resolutions concerning the illegal occupation by which they have continued to extend and encroach into the very paltry territory of the Palestinian people. Therefore, the resistance we all see by the Hamas is, to say the least, in line with cardinal principles of self-determination, self-defense, and rights protection. Somebody may argue that, but this one, it is the Hamas that initiated the attack. Perhaps you need to go back to the land of history. For over 75 years, these people have been killed. Not a single day passes by without innocent people being killed. And by so taken the initiative, it is showing the world that Hamas and other Islamic resistance have come of age. The area whereby people would just come and bombard and kill innocent people and go scot-free is gone. Now it is tit for tat. These brave people have remained steadfast in their holy struggle. Thus, we salute and assure them and you of our continuous praise and support. Indeed, the Islamic movement under the revered leadership of Sheikh Ibrahim al-Zakzaky has for over 30 years, that's why as I've said, almost 40, throughout the Islamic movement, has consistently shown its unflinching support to the oppressed people of Palestine and other globally oppressed people. We would like to call on those that are who are ignorant of the history and events in the Middle East and turn to see the Zionists as their brothers in faith, to see things beyond the prism of faith, race, or color. The recent attacks on churches and hospitals are enough to show that it is beyond the issue of religion. Rather, it is a crime against humanity and must be condemned. As is stated here, you don't need to be a Muslim to support the Palestinians. You just need to be a human being. If there's an element of humanity in you, certainly you must sympathize with these people that are being killed day by day. The desperation shown by the barbaric attacks only exposes the weakness of the illegal state of Israel and is a clear sign of their inevitable collapse and downfall in not a very far future. In a very near future, the leader of the Muslim Ummah, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Sayyid Nasrullah, they have all said that in the very near future, Muslims will go there and pray in the holy mosque of Al-Aqsa. That will bring the end of this terrorist Zionist activities. The final victory from Allah is for the oppressed. On this note, we join our voices in calling the Nigerian government to immediately cut off all relations and ties with the illegal state of bloodmongers, that's the illegal state of Israel. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, may I also use this medium to solicit the prayers of all and sundry for Allah, the Most High, to grant our leader and his wife, who have traveled out for medical attention, success in their treatment. You are all aware how the last government of Buhari, the kind of inhuman acts meted on the Islamic movement. In fact, the mere existence of Sheikh al-Zakzaky to this moment is supposed to be a case study for people of consciousness. It's a miracle from Allah. The medical people over the world have said they had never seen a human being survive this kind of treatment, atrocities on him, with bullets in his body, yet he's still alive. Well, that is the will of Allah. So, maybe you may as well use this medium to commend the government of the day for letting them having, their travel document to travel out. Because left to Buhari, these people are supposed to die. When they could not kill them by bullets, they subjected them to prison under severe conditions. Then when they were released from prison, because eventually the courts had no option but to judge against the government, because the facts were so glaring that it is a mere oppression case. Yet they were denied their their papers to travel out of the document. However, the government of Bola Tinubu have seen wisdom by letting them. So we commend them for this effort. At the same time, we also call on them to severe relation with this barbaric government that is busy killing our brothers of humanity and faith. That is the people of the people of Palestine that are being killed by the illegal state of Israel. Gentlemen, I remain Professor Abdullahi Danladi, Partner of Polymer and Textile Engineering, Ahmadu Bello University, the National Coordinator of Resource Forum of the Islamic Movement. Thank you. You have rightly pointed out that, you see, if you look at that's why in my write-up I say people need to go around, the history lane and see the history of Palestine and what comes up there. It's a mixture of these issues. There is the religious factor. There's a religious factor. Yes, religion is there. These are people we have been promised that this war is inevitable because of the crime being committed. If you go to Surah Al-Isra and the Holy Quran, it is stated clearly that these Jews, they will have opportunities, right, to perform atrocities, and they will have this opportunity twice. Once they did, and they have been repelled, and then the second one, before the coming of the eventual the saviors of mankind, the coming back of Jesus and Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, this will not set in. So we cannot avoid this thing. We are not saying it's not religious, but what I'm saying is the kind of crime being committed. You don't have to be a religious person. You just need to be a human being to sympathize. And the Jews, you know the mentality of the Jews. The only thing they believe is just shedding blood. Otherwise, attacking churches, hospitals, overnight they kill 500 people in a hospital. What sort of humanity is it? So now the person who will sheath the sword is the person who has drawn the sword. Who is doing the killings? Who has been? If I come to your house and occupy your house and maybe give you a portion, a room, and then eventually I start taking the other part of the room and forcing you out of it. Now, if we want to settle this problem, what is supposed to be done? Is that you, the owner of the house, should walk out and allow me to stay there, occupy your house, or me, the occupant, that should move out? If you look at the history of creation of Israel in 1948, after the Second World War, where it was a British colony, the Palestine, they decided to come and gather the Jews of the world and settle them there. And then they were continuously supporting them. Look at the map of Israel, map of Palestine, how it was being eroded gradually. There's a limit. Even if you are fighting sheep, there's a limit to how much it will tolerate the oppression being bettered on it. If you push somebody to the wall, there's a limit. No matter how weak he is, he will fight back. So the event in the Middle East certainly is so complex that somebody may just want to see it blindly. But if you don't have a religion, so long as you're a human being, there's some element of feelings in you. You must certainly sympathize with these people that are being killed. Take lots of when we go to the religion. Now see them bombing church, Catholic church, for over 1,600 years. How will the Christians feel about it? How will the Catholic feel about it? Will they say, okay, at least it is the Jews that are fighting the Muslims? Is fighting church, destruction of church part of Islam? Does church belong to the Muslims? What a hospital whereby human beings go there to receive treatment for ailments. If you go to hospital, it's irrespective of whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, or you are a Jew. You are sick, you need to be treated. And then somebody is coming to bomb that place. Is he human? How wicked. Therefore, the person to sheath the sword is this illegal state of Israel. It suffices you to show that when the United Nations made a resolution and submitted to the ambassador of Israel, he walked up to the stage, collected the script, and then tore it there to the eyes of the public. So who's the aggressor? Certainly they are the ones, and they must stop this thing. Otherwise, the struggle continues. Right now, they are taking their time, or they are afraid, because the Hamas, the Islamic resistance, Hezbollah, they have all promised to bury the Israelis alive. They promised to bury them alive if they should dare enter Gaza on the ground troops. And wars have never been won. You can never win over by just going to bomb cities and that. You have to go. We are waiting for them. Let them go there. How I wish you are close by somewhere in Niger that we can trek. But the least we can do now is to sympathize with them. As I said in my statement, for over 40 years now, we have been conducting Quds Day procession. And people, when the Imam Khomeini of blessed memory declared the last Friday of Ramadan as International Quds Day, he said it's International Quds Day and the day of the oppressed. Look at the South African president, the statement he made, said this is apartheid. And when they were being persecuted, by apartheid regime, Iran went there to assist them because they are human beings. And apartheid should never be commended, should never be allowed. Therefore, they were there. Therefore, International Quds Day is not only for the Palestinians, but for the oppressed people of the world. And this, what is happening today, is total oppression. And no common sense can justify it. Even there are some right-thinking Jews have come out to disown that people say this is crime. But people that want to be sentimental close their eyes. Okay, there is fire. You cannot say this is. You cannot be indifferent. Okay, Muslims and maybe the Jews are fighting there. Okay, at least if you are a Catholic now, they have bombed their church. You say you don't mind. You don't mind. Even if you don't mind, at least you are a human being. See pictures. I don't have to. That's why in my write-up, I don't care to mention all the atrocities being. Just open your handset, go to your television set. You see the crimes every day, by the minute. It's no more news, but breaking news always. There's always news that is breaking. So, it's something that he who draws the sword is the one that should seize the sword. There's no solution other than remove these people from that land because they are manifesting evil. Why didn't Britain, when they created the Israel colony, and they come and dump them in Palestine, why didn't they move them to Britain themselves? See the vast land in America. Some people are suggesting, why don't they move to these Jews? They came to the Palestine, they occupied Palestine. They are a handful of idiots. If you pack them, you can go and dump them somewhere in America. And America can join their look at the history of Palestine, of the Jews. How many times they have been ejected from different parts of the world? Because wherever you go, any crime that is being committed, certainly you find the hand of these evil Jews. Their arms are there. So these are just evil people, cursed people.